So, the 22 game unbeaten run is over. How do you feel? Are you scared? Well done to Southampton because they played for the win and that's exactly what they got. We didn't really look like we had any conviction to win this game. Guendouzi, who I thought was fantastic in the midfield, put himself about, got in, created a lot of tackles, passes intercepted, he led the team and just broke up play everywhere. He was busy, had good range today, and he looked fresh as well. That's something that most of our players hadn't really looked like because remember, these guys have had 4 games in the last 10 days coming into today. So it's just one of those things that I guess is going to catch up on you because there was no pressing at all today. It's almost as if they had lost the inventiveness to play at the level that they were supposed to. And maybe a lot of that's in the second half, but in the first half, this is who you have. They came out wonderfully against Spurs and Liverpool and played a tremendous game of football. And we haven't seen that all season. It's 17 games now. And we've seen that kind of intensity and determination in just 2 out of 17 games. That's not good enough. Not if you want to achieve the level that we need to achieve, which is get back into the top 4. So I'm from that standpoint, not really disappointed, and I'm not shocked either, because that's who we are right now. Those are the things we need to fix, and you don't fix them in 3 or 4 months. You just don't. When you look at the way Liverpool are playing now, Klopp's had 3 years to build that team. You look at the amount of money and transfer windows that Pep's had, it's roughly in the same way. He's had 3 years to fix that team. Arsenal, Unai Emery's had what, 4 or 5 months? And you're kind of getting a product where he's fixed a few things, especially in the midfield, but not in defence. He has not spent really any money. I mean, Socrates, that kind of deal was a done deal, but he hasn't really brought in anybody in that respect that he wants to bring in. These are not really his players. And until we have another few transfer windows, we can't sit here and say he's actually working hands-on with the defence and has the people that he wants to put in place to do the job that he wants to do. I mean, today was just a bridge too far. Koscielny hadn't played in 6 months. He was short for this game. He was off the pace. The first goal, where you can see the cross coming in. Now, Bellerin's got to do better to block this cross from coming in. So that's the first problem. The second problem is Koscielny just sticks out his leg and just woofs. He just woofs it. He's gone for thin air. Nothing happens. Ball goes into the back of the net. And with the second goal, the ball wasn't challenged as well. So the cross was allowed to come in. So when you have a situation where someone's allowed to cross the ball into the box, and the centre-backs are pretty tight on Ings. They're front and back within the space of 3 or 5 yards. So you can't say that they weren't really marking him tightly. But marking somebody and getting the right angles is 2 different things. And you can see the angle that Lichtsteiner has on him is behind the striker. So actually Ings has got the power position to make the play. Now, Lichtsteiner's actually got to get goal side of him in order to either challenge him for the ball or nudge him out of the way so he doesn't make that connection with the ball. So people are talking about Koscielny's at fault for 2 goals. No, Koscielny was only at fault for the first goal. Lichtsteiner didn't challenge Ings on the second goal because his angles was all wrong. And on the third goal was, hey, take your pick whose fault that was. First of all, Ozil does a dummy in the midfield. He runs over, just steps over the ball because he wants it to go to an Arsenal player, and it goes to a Southampton player, so he doesn't pick it up. Torreira then tries to win the ball back and completely misses the tackle. Then when the ball comes in, this is where things get interesting. So the ball comes in, Maitland-Niles can see Charlie Austin. He's just walking back. And at that point, you've got 6 Arsenal players against 2 Southampton players. And the 2 Southampton players was the one who crossed the ball and Charlie Austin who headed the ball in. So how you're 6 against 2 and you've allowed a goal to go in? That's crazy. I mean, Charlie Austin was literally unmarked. And then Leno comes out for the cross and he whiffs that. He gets nothing on it. He hits thin air and is completely exposed. So there's a wealth of people who have to share the blame for the winning goal. It's simple. It's as simple as that. You can't just pin it on Koscielny. And like I said, he's been out of the game for 6 months. How are you gonna batter the guy in there who really was off the pace? I mean, everything was wrong. His positioning, his angles. He had lost that step. I don't really want to say anything about Koscielny now, but remember, towards the end of when he got injured in May this year, last season under Wenger, Koscielny's form was awful. Absolutely awful. Nobody was playing well. Mustafi wasn't playing well. Holding weren't playing. Wenger just didn't put him in the team. But that Mustafi and Koscielny partnership last year was the reason why Wenger lost his job. They failed miserably. So it's not like we're expecting this wonderful, brilliant player to come back. Koscielny was kind of going downhill from a while. So when I kind of looked at that, I thought, well, it's a bit of a tall order to ask for him to come in here after 6 months and deliver the kind of performance that you'd expect someone of his age and experience to deliver. So, you know what? He's not the solution. Nothing worked today. I mean, Aubameyang had at least 3 or 4 chances and just didn't connect. We can't no longer say 10 shots on goal and 10 goals because his first shot was saved within the first 5 minutes. And I thought he should have slipped that at the pass. And I've been saying, the thing about him and Lacazette is, it's hard to save a pass when the shots are going right into the corner, top and bottom, left and right. With this shot, he hit it straight at the goalkeeper, straight bang in the middle. So it was kind of an easy save to make. But had that gone anywhere else, it would have been a goal. And he's known for that kind of clinical finishing. But he's just a striker. I mean, guys, Messi's shot to goal ratio is among the worst in Europe, but yet he's applauded because he gets 40 goals a season. So it is what it is. I mean, a lot of strikers miss a lot. Aubameyang doesn't. So he's allowed to come in and do what he does because it's the laws of averages. But what can I really say about this? Should we be angry? No, because we've ridden we've ridden a long, hard, good run now. To go from August without losing a game, I think anybody would take that. And not just that, but it goes to show you the level of excellence that there is above us in the table. I mean, forget Man City and Liverpool, who are in a class of their own, but in order to not be beaten in 17 league games and still be under Chelsea and Spurs, what's that all about? I mean, seriously, if we've not lost for that long and we're still not in third place, that shows you the level that we need to get to under Emery in order to achieve. So that's the reason why we've got to get behind this team. It's so important now for us to get behind and support this team and understand how tough it is in order for us to catch up and get back into the top 4. It's not going to be easy. I didn't like the way Emery came out today and said, well, our chances of getting in the top 4 are now in the bin. How are you going to say that? It's not even Christmas yet. How are you going to say that and we're not even in the new year? For me, his message should be that this team is capable of getting into the top 4. We still have a chance of getting in the top 4, and we will get into the top 4. So I'm not kind of sure what rhetoric he's trying to push on to the media, and his players are obviously listening to this. I wouldn't really do that. If there's one thing I loved about Wenger, he was always positive in terms of what this team can achieve. And for me, I'd like to have heard a little bit more positivity coming from Emery. But guys, this is a work in progress. You simply cannot fix the problems that we've had over the last few years in a space of 5 months. Can't do it. Ain't going to happen. So as far as I'm concerned, it's just a shame that this Southampton team, this is only the second game they've won at home all season, and they were really bad. But those 2 strikers, if you put them on a team that's struggling, they'll get you goals. But at the same time, last week, I think the damage was done when we had all those, a plethora of yellow cards last week, meaning that everyone was going to miss this game on top of the holding injury. That's, again, something you need to manage in the locker room. You have to come out and say, guys, you're on 4 yellows, you're on 4 yellow cards. Don't pick up a booking. And it's almost like that didn't happen. I mean, it was yellow cards confetti last week, and that led to where we are today. A terrible defensive performance. And not just the performance defensively, but the determination, the grit, and the desire and the urgency was missing today. No pressing at all. And the Southampton were allowed to do what they did. And again, slow starts is come back to bite us in the butt. So you can't complain because you understand what needs to be fixed. So let's fix it. Let's move on. We've got Tottenham in the midweek. I'm not really sure that you rest players. I hear people say, yeah, it's going to just rest the kids and then let's get ready for the Christmas period. No, they lost today. Play the team again and let them redeem themselves for today's performance. Play them in the midweek and let them provide a better performance, and let's see if we can beat Tottenham. It would be a lot to the fans if they knock them out, and that's what we got to do. So guys, like and subscribe. I appreciate the following and the support. Don't forget to click that bell if you want to see when my videos are dropping. And again, let's keep it real, guys. Keep it real. This is a work in progress. We knew what we were getting into, so let's not fall off the ladder on this. Okay? Let's move on. Peace out.